Hello, chat. Um, I don't think anybody's actually here, but I still wanted to get one last stream in case anyone wanted to get my final thoughts on why I picked who the winner is. Um, but yeah, this is the final stream for the game jam. Um, and here, look, just first off, I think before we start, maybe we'll wait for anyone to come in. Uh, if not, that's fine. Still, I could just talk to myself for a bit, you know? There were 39 entries. A few of them had to be disqualified. 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There were 30, so 9 had to be disqualified, but 30 games that I played, right? Some of them submitted for multiple jams, others uh all AI, but we've gotten 30 games. Some of these games were really awesome. Some of them, humble beginnings, right? Um, but there must be a winner. Uh, the five contenders for the winner, as listed and outlined in my sheet, all got a score of 13. Was this all a psyop by Mark? Maybe. It was half a psyop, I'll say that. Like none of the games screamed at me being like this is the winner. So, I think it's better to have like a tie and really like think about it, and I can reflect and make sure. And I revisited some of these games. And the five contenders, by the way, I made this awesome. I just whipped this scene up in Godot real quick. Uh, Shader, it's taken from GodotShaders.com, not mine. Uh, they're like, the podiums is just a PNG, but whatever. These are the five contenders here. Unplugged, Nilpotence, Manadome, Mechanator 5000, and Limited Power. And one of them's got to win. I'm gonna start from. I'm gonna do ascending order, so there's some intensity. Like, oh, am I gonna? Oh, I'm still there. Am I first place? Who knows? We gotta see. Um, but yeah, I'll start with number five. I have a little note card when I was thinking about this earlier. The fifth. Should I get a drum roll? I remember last stream I played the winner takes it all when I declared the winner. I don't I might not do that. I don't know if copyright's a thing. I'll just be here and sad and lonely with just my voice. But number five, the fifth highest scoring game in the Unremarkable Game Jam 2 is Unplugged by Pagod. Now let's take a look at Unplugged. So this was just a nice little cozy game, right? Um, you drove your little like robot around, little Roomba, and just slurped up all the stuff. It was satisfying. It was fun. Yeah, upgrades. Yeah. The reason I have it at number five, but I'll put my reasoning on why it didn't win. I think that will be how I would do this for each game. I didn't have this game win because while it fits a theme, it doesn't like super like expand on the theme, It's like a how would I say it? Like some of these other games can fit the game, no, fit the theme in multiple ways, right? So that's why it lost some points there too. Another thing I'd say is kind of being demonstrated here is that that mechanic of like it goes around the chairs and stuff, the table legs. I think that's such a really cool mechanic. However, I don't think it was utilized enough. And the game, like I don't, it wasn't meant to be difficult, right? It was just like a cozy, fun, satisfying game. Um, but I think that there should have been more like what would be the word like experimentation and and with it, I guess, you know. So that I think that that's my reasoning. Like the game's fun. I like how it's short and sweet. Upgrades are cool. Um, but yeah, I just think like it didn't do anything bad, right? It just could have expanded on the things it has better. But yeah, that's my reasoning. Thank you, uh, Picard Gaming. Picard Gaming. I think you worked with someone else here. Yeah, Apel and P God. I don't know if I'm saying this right, by the way. I'm sorry if I'm not, but yeah. Now, number four, the fourth. By the way, I'm not saying best game. Okay, the fourth highest scoring game, because you can have a good game and not not score well. Because I remember in the last jam, um, there was this really awesome game. Like it was the most polished one out of all of them, I'd say, and like most interesting. However, it just didn't fit the theme well. And the whole premise of a game jam is it fits the theme, right? So it unfortunately couldn't score too well. And the fourth best, not best, best scoring game of the Unremarkable Game Jam 2 is Mechanator 5000 by Lomaz from Lomaz Games. So let's take a look at this game. I would personally say this is like if I had to say what was the best game from the Game Jam, I would say Mechanator 5000. Best scoring game, that's a different story. But this game, it has polish, it's fleshed out, it's fun. Um, and yeah, like I think with like many of these other games, there's like it's fun, right? But it doesn't have enough polish to for me to like say like, oh, this is the best game. But I think this is like the most game there is. However, the reason why it's not scoring like number one or anything is because I also believe this game falls under the um not following the theme. It follows the theme, just not good enough. And while I was playing through it, it really seemed like there was no reason for any power upgrades. And the theme of the game jam is limited power, right? Um, and of course, that might just be my play style, but I think the reasoning of like there's no drawback to not playing with the limited power, um, like kind of added to it. Still, I believe this is the best game in the game jam. Um, it's got stats. It's got a whole skill tree, like these dope animations and stuff. The progression's nice. It's just satisfying to play. It's fun. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't fit the theme super well. So that's why I couldn't rate it higher. Also, welcome Pagod Gaming. Um, if you just showed up, I talked about your game here and why it that for all these I'm saying why they weren't like put in the like a number one spot or something like the kind of like the drawbacks or whatever. But yeah, Mechanator 5000, Lomaz from Lomaz Games. Now, third place of the best scoring game from the Unremarkable Game Jam. Now, I was very like caught up like which game is like I was caught up tied up between two games here. And the one I ultimately settled on being third is Manadome by let me see the name by Tiny. Now, I thought this game was really dope. Look, we can run it right here. Um, you know, little awesome little thing. You hop in. This art's pretty cool. I love the glowing. You got the bloom. When in doubt, make it glow. That's game dev tip. Um, but like this thematically, like, limited power. This fits it really well. All right. Um, however, the I would say the the drawbacks. I don't know. That's not the right word, but downsides or whatever. The flaws of the game. Not really flaws, but the the setbacks of the game are the like lack of strategy expression. There still is some, right? There's like a fair amount, but um this being like kind of a tower defense thing, it doesn't feel as there's like enough for it to be engaging. Like it still is engaging, right? Um like you place a little tower down, you suck the power, boom. But like when the wave starts, there's not much you can do. And I think after a while, like after you get set up, it kind of becomes like cut and dry on what you're supposed to do. Like the decision making kind of gets lowered. Um, I know there still is some like you can invest here. There's something about like every day your mana doubles, but um, yeah, I just think that uh that brought the enjoyment down a bit, I'd say, of being involved in what's going on, like making it feel like a game. Still, I think it's really creative. Could it have been more creative? I think so. Still, like it was pretty creative. Um, and also fits the theme really well. Limited power. You only have so much of it. You can only put so much in like each specific turret. Um, each turret has limited power or limited power, right? And I thought all that was all really cool. But yeah. Now, number one and number two, limited power by Camp and Canton, and Nilpotence by Casio Games, who just arrived. So, let's put him here. Who gets the crown, and therefore the 20 bucks? Um, should I get a drum roll? I didn't clock that it was being announced today. Yeah, I just wanted to try to get it over with before something comes up, and then I miss doing it before the game jam. I remember the last one. I if you don't declare a winner before it ends, then you can't change it later. I think that's what happened. I might just be missing the declare winner button or whatever. But 2 games left. Now, should I get a drum roll? No, I don't need it. I don't need it. Let me enhance here. Well, once I announce who's second place, we'll know who's first. But second place of the best scoring game in the Unremarkable Game Jam 2 is Limited Power by Camp and Canton, which makes Nilpotence by Casio Games number one. And it it's no surprise, but that the only other game is declared number one. But Casio Games, you probably still here in the chat. I'll send you your $20. First, let me speak upon why limited power is where it is and why I had nilpotence be number one. So, for limited power, um, by Camp and Canton. Canton is my good friend. Um, he was in the last game jam. I think he got last or second last in the last game jam he was in. But this time, uh, made a pretty intriguing game. Uh, I'd say it's not. But first of all, love the Godot. Tried not to let it impact my decision making, but um, like I the game just like it looks cool. It's a cool premise. I think the way that it made its scores like so well is because of the the theme limited power being such a big like it added another element to what would be like a normal puzzle platformer because there's all the games like Portal. I don't really play puzzle platformers, but when it comes to mind, I think Portal, and it's just like you get a box and you put it on a button. Um, the thing is though, with limit this game, it's not like if the button it's not true or false. It's not a boolean, right? Instead, it's a value. It's a float, and it adds the added element of not only the order you do stuff, but how much stuff you put into it. And I just think that premise is really cool, and it was executed really well here. Um, didn't get the number one spot though. A few things. I think that the polish of the game could do work, right? And you know, kind of brought down the enjoyment, I guess. Like the visuals may not be like the most satisfying to look at. Um, like what happened to level? Oh, it's cool thing. And the lore is pretty cool. I like how the lore, but like the, it's still visual, but like there could have been like more lighting and stuff. Things could have been less flat. There's kind of like some empty space here. So yeah, still like the puzzles were really nice. Um, it like high creativity, high relevance, enjoyment. I think kind of like the art side of stuff might have brought the enjoyment down. Um, Also, another reason for it not being number one is because Nil Potence by Casio Games is here. It's like this is a good game. Unfortunately, you got some tough competition, and I think the game is really awesome. It was made in Pico 8, and as I was saying in my earlier streams, um, I think that like having the limited like pixel art of Pico 8 makes it so like you're kind of forced like things just feel like complete. Is it complete in the way that it's like a realistic looking game? Like no, but it's like if you have limited tools, it makes it easy to make the most of those tools and make it look good. Because this game has like a style, and that's what I like about it. It's polished. Like this game is polished, right? It has a really good take on the theme. It was really creative, really relevant. Um, those are huge pluses to this, and the game is still fun. I love the puzzle aspect. Um, it took a little bit of getting used to. Canton, Canton, you might want to rewind the stream a bit. You missed a little bit, but I was speaking on nilpotence. Um, hmm, but yeah, I'm announcing the winners. I guess the winner, not winners, but um, like hopping in. Also, there's like some story here too, and that was cool. I like the dialogue. It was quirky. Um, this guy who makes you like play this math game is a nerd. I don't like him as a character. But like the game is cool. Let's skip what they have to say. But um, like you know, in a million years, would I have thought of something like this? I don't think so. This is really creative. Um, but yeah, let's see if I remember. If I'm dealing damage to them, adding this won't matter. Doesn't really matter. This will duplicate. Just give me two. Give me two fives and oh, what do I send it? Three fives. There you go. And then I get them back. There you go. Boom. I'm not gonna do another playthrough of the game, but uh, s- still, I think it's really cool. And then at like each level is different, and final level where it's like the enemy's got 5 million health, but then they give you a level 6 nilpotent. I think that's really cool because like it makes each level unique. Um, and the second level introduced like you can combine them and they're like stuck together, and that was really awesome. And then the amount of space you had even too was another issue. So if you had a bunch of really big ones, you couldn't um like have them all at once. But yeah, if I had to give any feedback, I think that the system of giving your health to get more to your like inventory, I think that could be uh redone. I like I guess I didn't really like it, I guess, because it just felt like a like you just do it, it's just get more things. Um, I think there's potential in how that could be done, but I think it needs to just be changed, tweaked a little bit, make it more mechanically interesting. But that's a very small uh feedback on a very great game. I do think I'm gonna update the game with music now that the jam is over. Yeah, music would also be awesome. Um, I will say I think that since the game constantly has you like thinking and stuff, then music isn't too much of a problem. But just some background music would make it a lot better. But even with like without like the music or anything, uh, I just think that the idea is so creative and fits the theme so well. I don't know how I couldn't have given it number one. Um, but yeah, move that mechanic, rebalance it. I wouldn't say like rebalance it. I would just say like I don't know, like change it somehow. Removing it maybe, but yeah. And yes, Casio Games. Uh, I'll TM you after the stream. Figure out a way to get you 20 bucks. I could gift you a Steam game if that'd be my preferred method. But it's, I could find some other way to do it. Um, Steam Summer Sales on. Steam Summer Sales on. But yeah, uh, this is the results of the Unremarkable Game Jam 2. Um, I hope you like this little podium I made. I even put in the effort of getting uh check this out. Wait, a shaded gradient, white gradient here, instead of just a white thing, so it looked more realistic. But yeah, and then they move because that's a shader I got too. But yeah, uh, I'll leave that there. Um, I mean that's about it for the stream. Uh, I don't have too much else to say. Um, Announcement. I will maybe stream normal games after this. Maybe I'll do a stream. There was a game I wanted to play. I'll stream that. If anyone comes in the chat, then they could recommend a game. Maybe they have the game they want to play. But yeah, here in the past, we thought Manadome would win. Manadome, like I thought it was a really cool game. It's just it's missing that like just final polish to get it good. And it's just the pure fact that Nilpotence is such a clever game. But yeah. Um hmm. What else do I have to say? I want to finish my Darkest Dungeon playthrough to stream. Um I'm gonna play my social deduction game with a board game publisher, see if they want to publish it. And if not, it's okay. I'll try to put it on Steam. It's been coming along swimmingly. I'm making Blender models, and blend 3D modeling is kind of fun. But yeah. Anyways, as I end the stream, would you ever do a Blender stream? I I I I could do a game dev stream. Um, it's just that I don't know who would want to watch it because I think there's two parts of it, right? Is it's just that if I'm doing a stream like that, I'm probably either like really locked in and stuff, and I'm not gonna be that entertaining. Um, but yeah, I could. I remember I have some previous streams on this channel of me making a game. I think it was Modular Mayhem, and there's one of Voidbound. But yes, I've done it before. Maybe I will do it. It'll maybe keep me productive because I'm forced to do stuff on stream. Oh, look what I made! And time lapse, and then make a become a game dev YouTuber, and then clip it. And I don't know. I don't know. Uh, anyways, by the way, this is the Godot game engine. It's lovely. Okay. Uh, maybe future future Mark, if you're watching, hello. This is a message to me in the future. Um, we'll see how many game jams you'll make. This is the second one. I mean, will there be another one? Who knows? Will Feast and Famine be out? Who knows? Will there be a board game of it? Who knows? Um, will we get it on Steam? Maybe. Hoping so. But yeah. Uh, that's I think that's all I have. I'll end the stream now. Thank you, people, for submitting a game. Making a game takes time. Taking taking the time out of your day, your weeks, your 2 weeks to develop a game for just a little game jam, supporting a guy living in Arizona. I don't like it here, but I appreciate it. And if you didn't win and you're a little sad about it, my thing to say is that you're not really missing out on anything. You're missing out on $20, right? Just a $20 bill. That's 1 hour of like real life, maybe 2 hours, two 1 and a bit hours of real life work. Um, and it's not like I have enough prestige for you to put it on your resume anyway, so it's not a big deal, right? Still, hopefully one day I'll make I'll be bigger than the GMTK Game Jam. Probably not gonna happen. Do I want to be bigger than GMT Game Jam? Not really. I just want to make a cool game. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Let me actually end the stream now. I keep yapping too much. But yeah, goodbye everyone.